Welcome back to the Tunnel Walk Talk. I'm your host, Emmett. Today we're going over the Michigan postgame reaction. Michigan came to Lincoln as the number 21 ranked team in the nation, 1.5 point favorite with some early mistakes by Nebraska's offense and defense. Michigan took a 10-0 lead in the first quarter. On Nebraska's second drive of the game, Nebraska had a chance to take a 3-0 lead, but decided to go for it and ultimately ended up getting stuffed on the 2-yard line, I think it was, on 4th and goal nonetheless. Michigan drove down the field, took a 3-0 lead. Next drive, Dillon misread the defense, threw an INT. The very next play, Underwood took it 37 yards on the ground for a Michigan touchdown drive. 3 drives into the second quarter, Nebraska finally gets points on the board to make it a 10-3 game. The very next drive, Dillon hit Jacory for a 26-yard touchdown to tie the game 10-10. Next drive, Michigan takes it 75 yards for a one-play score by Justin Sayens to make it 17-10. Next drive, with 1 second left in the half, Dillon connects with Jacory for a 52-yard Hail Mary to tie the game back up at 17-17 going into the half. On the third drive of the third quarter, Michigan hit a field goal to make it 20-17. On the next drive, Michigan took it 54 yards to the house from a run by Jordan Marshall. On the first drive of the fourth quarter, Kiernan hits a field goal to make it 20-27. Michigan came back with a field goal to go up 30-20. Next drive, Dillon led a 10-play, 75-yard touchdown drive that ended up in a 3-yard touchdown reception by Harburg that ultimately ended the game 27-20, 27-30. Team stats, Michigan had 16 first downs, Nebraska only had 23. Third down, Michigan was 4 of 27, Nebraska was 2 of 23. Total yards, Michigan had 395, Nebraska had 351 passing. They only had 105, we had 308. Completion for attempts, 12 completions on 23 attempts, 52% for Michigan, 30 of 41 for 73% for Nebraska. 4.6 yards per attempt per pass, Nebraska had 7.5. Michigan had no interceptions, Nebraska had 1. Rushing yards, Michigan had 290, Nebraska had 43. We each had 31 attempts apiece. They averaged 9.4 yards a carry. We only averaged 1.4, which is extremely, extremely bad. Penalties, they were 4 for 39. Nebraska was 3 for 9. Turnovers, each had 1. Michigan had 1 fumble. Nebraska had 1 interception that we gave up. Time of possession, they had 26 minutes and 43, and we had 33 minutes and 17 seconds. Michigan stats, Bryce Underwood was 12 for 22, 54% completion percentage, 105 yards, average 4.8 yards per pass, no touchdowns, no picks, 8 rushes for 61 yards, average 7.6 yards per carry, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble. Justin Sayens had 17 carries for 149 yards, 8.8 average, 1 touchdown, along with 75. Jordan Marshall had 6 carries for 80 yards, 13.5 yards average a carry, 1 touchdown. Donovan McCulley was their leading receiver with 3 catches for 39 yards, 13 yards as an average, no touchdowns, along with 16. Samaj Morgan had 2 receptions for 22 yards, average of 11, no touchdowns, long of 16. I'm pretty sure Samaj Morgan had a pass in this game too. I think that's where the other pass was. Kind of a trick play reverse pass that ended up being wide open, but he dropped the ball in the end zone. Marlon Klein had 2 receptions for 21 yards, averaged 10.4 yards per catch. No touchdowns, long of 16. Defense played absolutely outstanding in this game. Ernest Hausman had 9 total tackles, 6 solos, 1 sack, 1 TFL. Jaden Sanders had 8 total tackles, 5 solo. Braden Hillman had 7 total tackles, 5 solo. As a team, they had 7 sacks, 9 TFLs, and 1 pick. Going over to the Nebraska stats, Dylan Raiola was 30 for 41, 73% completion percentage, 308 yards through the air, 7.5 yards averaged, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, QBR of 64.6. He also had 7 carries for negative 49 yards. All those were sacks, obviously. Emmett Johnson had 19 carries for 65 yards, 3.4 average, no touchdown, a long of 14. He also had 5 receptions for 32 yards, 6.4 average, long of 8. Makai Nelson was our other leading back, 3 carries for 19 yards, average 3.4, and a long of 11. Jacory had 6 catches for 120 yards, averaged 20 yards a catch, 2 touchdowns. He also had 1 rush for 7 yards, no touchdowns. Long catch of 52. Lyndon Meyer went off today, 7 receptions for 60 yards, 8.6 average, long of 23. Dane Key had 3 receptions for 36 yards, 12 average, no touchdown, long of 21. And Isaiah had 2 receptions, 34 yards, long of 17, average 17 to catch, long of 8. Hunter Carberg had 3 receptions, 18 yards, 6 yards average, 1 touchdown, a long of 9. Quinn Clark, 1 reception, 1 touchdown. One reception, 14 yards, no touchdowns. Cortez Mills, 1 reception, 10 yards. I had to add him just because he's a freshman getting playing time, and I think he deserves a lot more playing time than he's actually getting. Going over to the defensive side, Javin Wright had 10 total tackles, 3 solo, 1 TFL. Vincent Shavers had 7 total tackles, 3 solo, 1 TFL. Donovan Jones, 6 tackles, 4 solo. Rex Guthrie, 5 total tackles, 4 solo. Sean Singleton, 5 total tackles, 2 solo, 1 fumble recovery. Deshaun McCullough had 2 tackles, 2 solo. One of those was a sack and a TFL. The team, as a team, we didn't have any picks. Had 1 sack on the day. Had 5 TFLs, which is not good enough. Isaiah Mosey on kick returns, 1 for 23. Jacory Barney on punt returns, he had 3 for 21, average of 7, long of 20. Kicking, Kyle Canano was 2 of 3, 67 yards was the long. Had a long of 39. 3 for 3 on extra points. Archie Wilson was had 4 punts for 197 yards. Average 9.3 yards per punt, long of 56. My final thoughts on this game, I thought this team played really well against Michigan, but we got exposed big time yesterday on both sides of the ball. Our O-line must have thought they had an open border policy yesterday. Dylan didn't have any time in the pocket. Always had to roll out of the pocket and make extremely difficult throws. Our receivers weren't getting hardly any separation against the Wolverines' spotty, very spotty DB room. On defense, we couldn't create any backfield pressure. Tackling was a major issue in the secondary as well. My main question was, why are we letting them throw a screen pass on 3rd and 9 that goes for 20-plus yards? Nonetheless, we need to be able to stop teams on 3rd down. they have a lot to work on in this bye week. A lot to work on between the line, tackling, secondary, linebackers, getting pressure on the quarterback. I can tell you, we don't get pressure next week. We're gonna get our asses kicked by Aiden Childs. We also, why are we letting Elijah Pritchard in the game? Every time he's in there, he false starts, costs yards, costs down. I don't even think he should be on the 3 deep right now. He's got too many issues to be playing. I'm gonna just address some fan issues / rumors. Everyone's calling for Dylan to be benched and Latif to play. That just needs to stop. TJ isn't ready to play, especially in as big as game as the Michigan game. He just not ready, despite the O-line playing like shit. Dylan threw for 300-plus yards, 3 touchdowns, and only had 1 pick. He went 30 for 41, for God's sake. And everyone saying that Rule needs to be fired is an absolute idiot. It's 1 game. We still have 8 more. This team can still very well go 9-3 or 10-2. This was a very good team. In all honesty, it was a good game, but we've tried firing the last 5 coaches, and look how well that went. Matt Rule has his team in a very, very good position right now. As early as we're 3-1, we lost to a top 25 team. Yeah, I know we're 0-28 in the last 10 years or whatever. We've played top 25 teams. Last time we beat a top 25 was in 2016. We played Oregon and beat them. And that team turned out to be like a 4-6 team. We still have a lot of the season left. We can still turn the season around and go 9-3, 10-2. I have no doubt in that. He's definitely flipped this culture around, and they are keeping it, and they keep improving week to week, despite our flaws this week that got exposed. All I gotta say is we are fine. Games around the country for week 5. Number 24 TCU at Arizona State. Arizona's favored 1.5 at home. I am taking TCU to cover and win that. Number 21 USC at number 23 Illinois. USC's favored 5.5 in that game. Illinois got exposed this week. They got dog walked by Indiana. By what I've seen from USC this season, I am taking USC to win outright. Number 4 at Ole Miss. Number 4 LSU at number 13 Ole Miss. Ole Miss favored 1.5 at home, despite the FCS transfer that they have. That Ole Miss has from Ferris State is a absolute beast at quarterback. They are favored by 1.5. I am taking Garrett Nussmeier and LSU to ultimately pretty much walk the floor on Ole Miss at home. Number 6 Oregon at number 3 Penn State. Penn State's a 3.5 point favorite at home. I'm pretty sure this is their whiteout game. They're going to be fired up to play this game. I do think Oregon does win this game. I don't think it's going to be by much. Maybe in between 1 and 3 points. Number 17 Alabama at number 5 Georgia. Georgia's favored 3.5 at home. Alabama, I don't think is that good of a team. Ty Simpson is very, very spotty at times. I'm taking Georgia to win outright. Number 15, Tennessee at Mississippi State. I like Joey Aguilar, but I like this Mississippi State, this team this year. There is no spread on this game. I am taking Mississippi State on the upset this week. I think they have flipped that team in 1 year. I wouldn't be surprised if they won at home. UCF at K-State. K-State's favored 5.5, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. K-State is not a 5 points better than UCF. Scott Frost has got that team wired up. I do think UCF wins this game. UCLA at Northwestern. There's no spread on this game as of yet. UCLA is a dog shit team, but they are going to be the bottom of the Big Ten, along with Northwestern. But I am picking Northwestern to pick up this game and win it. Number 25, BYU at Colorado. There's no spread. I can only imagine that BYU's going to be favorited. Probably a game. In this game, probably in between 1 and 3 points on the road. I'm going to take BYU and their freshman quarterback to come in and absolutely dog walk Colorado. This Colorado team is very, very, very bad. With that being said, go Big Red. Have a good week.